From Big Finish Productions, The Eighth Doctor Adventures, Stranded 2.
I've got her back. My TARDIS. Hello, old girl.
The TARDIS is starting to heal.
A paradox took hold. We could be looking at a whole new aberrant timeline. And the best thing I can do to explain, Tanya, is to take you with me.
Really? You're inviting me along?
This stuff, time travel. It's a bit of a balancing act. Like one of those 3D puzzle games. You don't want to pull out the wrong piece in case the entire universe stops existing completely. Which is something I've literally seen happen.
This is unbelievable! Get us out of here. We'll be blown to bits.
So brace, everybody brace!
It's time we told them about who we really are. We need to find the right moment. I wonder what the brig would make of all this.
I don't want to get a bus home when there's a time machine right here.
Well, we all have to be somewhere. This is as good a place as any.
Big Finish. We love stories.
He's a big chap, over 6 foot, built like a gorilla, unusually strong and surprisingly hairy.
Oh, hurrah! It's a great big space ape. Let's get this over with then.
Hey everyone, Gallifrey797 and welcome to today's Doctor Who Big Finish review, and today I'm going to be talking about Stranded 2, which is a continuation of the 8th Doctor stuck in London 2020 with companions Liv and Helen. We rejoin all the members of the flat, including Tanya. We've got Andy who's there, just staying around. We've also got the return of the Curator, played by Tom Baker. And also this time we get a nice addition of the Brigadier in the second story of the box set. This will be a spoiler-free review as I want people to check this out themselves, but there might be mild spoilers as I'll be probably hinting to some stuff, so just be cautious for that if you just want to go in like completely blind. So synopsis on the back reads, the TARDIS is still stranded but the healing process has begun. After living in Baker Street for months, the Doctor, Liv and Helen find their new friends becoming curious about who they really are. But is it wise to tell them when their future and their past are filled with danger? And in the shadows, the Curator is watching. The first story set is called Dead Time, which sees a Doctor wanting to take a test flight of the TARDIS, as the TARDIS can now move in time but not space, so it's kind of stuck where it is, but it can move in different time points, but staying where it is. He was trying to do this alone, but like Liv and Helen join him, then Tanya, Andy, and also a surprise guest as well. But unfortunately gets stranded in the future, which is kind of dystopian Earth where everything's dead, there's mysterious robots. I got very much Orphan 55 vibes from this, where you're seeing like the post-apocalyptic world. Obviously with that it was very much like the surprise at the end, but we know this is Earth. The overarching story arc of Stranded so far is that there's this future where obviously the aliens last time were sort of hunting the Doctor to prevent the future. There's them going off in like pairs trying to find out bits and bobs. There's a really lovely scene with the Doctor and Tanya, where the Doctor really appreciates her kind of view and outlook. That was a really nice touching scene. It's a great open to set. It's a nice ensemble cast on this dystopian kind of sci-fi world with a mixture of robots. The plot's very straightforward and allows for the characters to have intimate scenes. So kind of reintroduce you to all the main players from last time in Stranded 1, which has a plot which allows enough intrigue to sort of keep you on the edge, but leaves enough breathing room for lovely character moments. Unit Dating by Roy Gill. This sees the Doctor go back into the past, this time with Andy. We also go visit his past timeline in the 1970s with Unit. So it's a nice kind of homage to what this series of audio adventures are kind of based on, with the third Doctor obviously exiled to Earth, and this kind of a similar kind of context, so it's a nice kind of homage to that. So we also get to meet the Brigadier. There's a nice monster throwback to the John Pertwee era, but the heart of it is meeting the younger versions of Ron and Tony, the couple that used to work for Unit. There's ideas of kind of like dementia and stuff like that. Very timey-wimey story with the kind of conjunction of Ron and Tony, they currently are, with Liv and Helen trying to work out what's going on for the future. But also then you've got the younger versions of those with Dr. Andy, the Brigadier, working out stuff in the past. But it just leaves you feeling really warm in the heart. It's just such a lovely exploration of Ron and Tony's love life and how it kind of started, because obviously we know them as this old couple who obviously been together for years, but we meet them at the start and it just allows a lot of fun. There's a really emotional gut punch. Helen kind of reveals something about her family's past, which is brought up by seeing Ron and Tony get on so well and having no worries about their relationship. But she reveals something about something she experienced with one of her family members, and yeah, it just leaves you emotional, like, oh my god, you just can't believe it. This story probably sticks out the most. I think it's the most emotional. The stuff with the Brigadier is amazing. Played by John Coleshaw, does a great impression. There's really lovely scenes with him and the 8th Doctor. That was something I've not heard before. I know I've done stuff before, but it's the first time kind of hearing those two characters together for myself. It's a funny moment with the Brigadier being like, yeah, I get it, and the Doctor's like, do you want like more of an explanation? He's like, no, most of the stuff used weird, so I trust you. But it's a very contained story, which allows for a really emotional story to explore Ron and Tony's relationship. Baker Street Irregulars is the third story of the set. So similar to Ron and Tony, this sees Zakia and Ashaya explore their family past. We go back to World War II and explore Baker Street. They want to go and see some family history, and the Doctor's like, yeah, being his sort of usual self, like trying to show off the universe. And they explore Grandma's sort of secret life as this agent in World War II. So there's a lot of kind of grim stuff with the war. Similar to kind of Ron and Tony, you're seeing their grandmother before they sort of knew her and stuff, and obviously before she's even started a relationship with who they know as their grandfather and stuff. This kind of takes a different turn. They have kind of the opposite effect. They're kind of like, we don't enjoy this. They're just saying, oh, this is dangerous, and they have a really bad reaction to it. Like, this is not what the Doctor should be doing, which kind of foreshadows what the fourth story is about, but more about that in a bit. There's a plot with Tanya and Liv as well, where they go off. They're obviously having kind of a little bit of issues with like about getting a cat and like cutting this all about commitments and stuff. But it's this kind of like time bomb thing. I didn't get it, to be honest. I will have to probably listen to it again. But I enjoyed the setting in World War II and the fun stuff with like espionage, aesthetic of the war, exploring the real heroes of that, the kind of secret heroes, including her grandmother. But I liked how Zakia and Ashaya had an opposite reaction to what most people portray it as, of like the positive side of being, oh my god, I get to see the past. They're like, this is dangerous, you shouldn't be doing this. And as well, there's a massive revelation between the two at the end. Again, no spoilers, but it literally left you like the David Tennant thing, be like, what? Excited to see how that revelation plays out in Stranded 3. And the final story of the set is The Long Way Round by John Dorney. Now, I didn't read the synopsis for this, but I'll give you a brief description. So, the Doctor and the crew decide to go in to find out what is really going on with Earth's future, and they get captured. And it's a series of interrogations and monologues between this interrogator who knows a lot. And little by little, you kind of get in the seeds of like what's going on, who she really is, which I did guess early on, but it's a nice little twist if you don't put the sort of 2 and 2 together. This story does feature the creator, I will say that, so it's just Tom Baker in all his glory. And it's a nice back and forth, so it has like interrogation scene with one of the characters, and it'll jump back to the past with Tom Baker and this mysterious little girl, and then obviously it kind of goes back again, and it's just a jumping forth. And once you get into that, and it's a really surprising finale. That the last box set had obviously the assassins, and it was all sort of this chaotic shootout thing. It's more character driven, and again, as I said, from the Baker Street Irregulars story, it kind of puts into an image of like, is a Doctor doing the right thing by travelling? Like, should he have these powers, and what are the consequences of that? And at the end, we do get more of an idea of what's going on with the overall arc, which will be again explored in Stranded 3 and 4. But I could listen to Tom Baker as a creator all day. There's very nice little hints. Like, there's a really nice time he goes like, would you like her? And you think he's about to say jelly baby, but the girl he's speaking to doesn't like sweets, so he kind of stops himself and is like, I see. It was a very intense finale, and again very character driven, which for this whole set it is kind of expanding on all the characters that we grew to love within Stranded 1. And kind of just expanding and seeing how life continues. So overall, a lot of fun with this set. I love Stranded 1, and this is a great continuation. Gives us a natural evolution of the characters, and we also get to have a story kind of dedicated to the key members. Obviously, unit dating with Ron and Tony, and then the Baker Street Irregulars with Zakia and Ashaya. And the tease at the end about the future storyline and who is kind of behind all that, hinting at who's involved. Give me Stranded 3 now, please. But there you go, that's my review of Stranded 2. Highly recommend checking it out. You can buy Stranded 1 and 2 obviously on the Big Finish website. You can also do it as a bundle if you want, so you can buy all 4 box sets pre-ordered. So you also get Stranded 1 and 2 now, and then when 3 and 4 come out, they can obviously come in the post. But as always, you can comment, like, and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Links to social media stuff in the description below. But until next time, bye bye!